Welcome back everyone to Welstopia. My search for the mansion didn't go very well. I haven't had much time in order to perform such a search. So therefore I've decided to instead to work on the subway tunnel, and I've managed to get all the way down here, which is getting near the point of the turn. As for the location where we head down here, I had to move the aperture there because the aperture was right there where we have that pillar, so I moved it over a couple sides, and rather than putting in a door I just decided to make this section stone brick, and then you could head down here in order to go to whatever's here. So I'm not sure that I'll be going in that area all that often. So I've managed to get down here, and I ran out of dirt at one point. I had a full chest worth, and I went to Mantis and got another chest from her. I also bought a few... Oh, that always scares me whenever I see that happen. I also bought a few more of those shulker boxes, so now I have a full set of 16, one of each color. So I've got a few of them out right now, of course, and then the rest I keep inside my ender chest. So now we need to finish up the floor. Now, what am I going to be doing at the turn? Here, obviously I explored that area because I see all the little torches there. Instead of the 1, 2, 3, 4 I've got there, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. So I added 2 extras here. So this is slightly wider and that's slightly wider in order to compensate. And I will have to, I think, do that. And I'll just have to decide exactly what details I'll put on top of that. So that's what we're going to have. As for this turn here, I'll just probably just do that to make that nice and even. Alright, I'll see if they still hold to that after I finish building in the rest of the floor system and however everything works. But I think we are getting near the... Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I guess getting near the end of the tunnel is one way of saying it. And that includes all those little pieces. And then just to add the stairs to keep that in. And then putting in the dirt, which is going to be the more tedious operation that we are going to have on this, because that's the part that takes quite a long time. I have to decide what I'm going to do with that in the way of arches and the like, if I'm just going to leave that out. And I suppose I'm going to have to fill all that in order for things to look right. There we go. Short by 1 stair. Well, for now, I'll just take that one. And there you go. So now I just have to fill in a great deal of dirt. And this is going to take a while, so I'll be back in a moment. And there we have it. The floor is complete, even if it looks a little incomplete whenever I hit that area. So that's all done. Now we have to worry about the sides so that they will also be done. And I think we'll actually be able to finish this today. Except for the rails, of course. That'll take a little more time. I just noticed that I put those 2 steps in the wrong location. That wasn't good. So let me get these in the right spot. Okay, much better. Not too sure I like that. Well, anyway, I got this far along, so I have done everything up to the point of the turn here. And on this end, I've only got a couple more left, so I am getting close to the end. And there you have it. The tunnel is finally complete. Whee! Now, the next thing I'm going to need doing is to get some rails down and be able to turn this into a real subway line, because all this time I've been doing this, I've just been running back and forth because there's no actually set of lines in which to use in order to make things go faster. So let me resume way down at the beginning and start laying down track. Here we are back at the end or beginning of the line, whatever you want to think of it. And this is our red box, which has all our rails and redstone, and we'll be needing redstone blocks and rails in order to do this little bit, because we're going to be using the redstone to power the tracks. And my plan right now is to put a track here, a powered rail there, and then go every 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should have brought my bed with me in this case instead of leaving it at the beginning there, because I have a feeling we're going to be going quite a distance here. But you get the idea. I'll just be placing these down, get the powered rails down, then I will worry about the regular track. Now, I'm going to be doing the outside rails first, and I'm not going to be doing the inside rails until after I've tested the outside rail system to make sure that's all in the works. See, 1, 2. Now, this one's a little bit trickier to think about what I want to do, because right here we have our turn, and it's probably not the best place in which to put a powered rail. So what I'm going to do is, for the moment, I'm going to experiment with putting the next one here. And if I see that there's a major slowdown that causes my system to stall, then I will adjust the locations of a couple of the rails there and see how that works. I think it's probably best to go with an empirical experiment to see what really happens rather than making... Oh, there you go. One. Now, I find it strange that when I'm going this side, I get all those channels that give me those glitches. When I go in the other direction, these don't give me the glitch, but the one way down there does. Don't understand what's going on there. Anyway, let me finish adding in all these little bit areas here, and then I'll be back. Now, down on this end, I had to shorten the distance between the last two here because I wanted this to be the last of the power areas, and I have made it all the way down here. Good. Now I am going to need, well, looks like I've got one there, so what I'll just have to do is put one here also, and throw a block here, and let's get a powered rail. So now I just need to put down the powered rails, and I suspect I'm going to run out well before well, I think that sorts itself out eventually. I suspect I'm going to run out of powered rails, but I'll just make a few more and finish it off. Hopefully, though, I'll have enough rails to actually do this line. We now have all of the powered rails in place. So now let's head back to the beginning and let's place down the regular rails. And hopefully that'll all work out. Let's see. Plop, plop, Okay, good. They do go in the right direction as soon as you bring down the rail next to them. That's good to see. And now, let's see how long it takes me to add all of this stuff. We are reaching the turn. So that's going to be the next tricky bit, is what I decide to do with that. I guess I'm just going to have to do something simple like that. And I think that will work out. Yeah, it seems to be fine. So now let me finish the job. Oh my, I seem to be reaching the other end of the track over there. So it looks like I made plenty of rails, so we have both ends track all the way. So now what I've got to do is test this thing out and see if I can actually go all the way from one end to the other without stalling or anything like that. Now, do I have a... Yeah, I do have a cart in here. Good. So let's head in here, and I'm not too keen actually about that now that I think of it. I better start here so I can have a chance to get in before the cart does anything to me. Alright, let's see how fast this thing goes. Alright, now I've seen it takes me about 1 minute and 15 seconds to get all the way across when we are on a normal situation. When I'm running, that is. So if it takes longer than that, then I might as well just run it. Leave this only for decoration. Okay, I do manage to get through the turn and all that without too much trouble. And I have reached the end of the line. So, the connection works. Now let me do a few more tests so I can get the timing of it. I have made a couple of runs through here, and it seems to be taking me about 45 seconds in order to get through. Now, when I said 1 minute and 15 seconds, that included getting up here, coming up here, and getting back up to this place. So that will be about a minute. And fiddling with the carts and all that stuff, I don't think it saves me all that much time. But maybe it's something that pays off when you have a longer system or something like that. So I have to decide whether or not this is worth actually going through the trouble of using, or if it'll just be some sort of tunnel to help make sure that I don't get lost. Because I can tell you for sure that if I didn't have it, I get lost plenty of times. Well, I think that's enough for today. So I'll be seeing you again next time. Maybe I'll be able to get out and find that mansion. And if not, I think I'm going to go over to Duxie's base and see if I could do a little interior decorating on that little house that he built for me. Whichever it is, we'll do that in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Welstopia.